Hello and welcome to our SmartScreen webinar for Digital Week. My name is Charlie Evans and I'm a Digital Product Manager here at City & Guilds. And I'm going to run through some of the new developments we've been working on in terms of new content in the past 12 months. SmartScreen has been around for over 10 years now, but the changes to it in terms of the content available have been very significant in the past year. And I'd like to show some of the new developments as well as a flavour of what's to come in the next 12 months. As I just mentioned, SmartScreen's been around for over a decade, but it has grown exponentially during this time. SmartScreen started life as a platform entirely dedicated to tutor resources, by which I mean packs containing schemes of work, handouts, PowerPoints, sample questions, and so on. Historically, these packs have been very popular, and we are still creating these for key new qualifications or apprenticeships as and when they come live. But we've also had a good deal of customer feedback to tell us that they were looking for more interactive, learner-facing materials. And we've been working hard on this side of things. So I'll take the opportunity during this webcast to show off some of this material. In order to make things clearer, I hope, we have divided up the content in SmartScreen into three main parts. We've got what we call classic SmartScreen now, which is basically the schemes of work, what I was talking about earlier, the PowerPoints, everything in Word and PowerPoint, and essentially they are aimed at tutors to give people a clear start on how a qualification might be delivered at the very beginning. So the tutor pack side of things, but we've also been working on the enhanced SmartScreen side of things, which is essentially where customers have been asking us for materials that are learner-facing, that they are more interactive, that they have more video content, more enhanced animations, quizzes, and what have you. So we've done a lot of work in that space in order to try to enhance SmartScreen from that angle. And then finally, we have apprenticeship training manuals. These have been developed over the past year and are coming through now. So they are essentially lists of tasks that have been, obviously there's a lot of detail around the tasks, but they're particularly useful where there is no qualification attached to an apprenticeship. And the tasks are there as a sort of pathway to a learner so they can see the skills and competencies that they need to develop in order to be ready for endpoint assessment. So these can be signed off by both tutors or by employers according to what's most appropriate. And they're available on SmartScreen because they're available in print, they're available on Learning Assistant, but we also want to make them available to customers who want them digitally but not on Learning Assistant. So they may be Smart Assessor or OneFile customers or have another e-portfolio. So we're making the files available through those means so that those customers can get this content. As everybody connected to FE is acutely aware, there have been huge changes happening across the board. And the key point of SmartScreen is to help provide resources that help with these changes. In this respect, we've been focusing mainly on the technicals in the past year, and going forwards, we're now looking much more at apprenticeships. And as more apprenticeships come live in the coming months, we will be seeking to expand what we have on SmartScreen in order to give people the best possible start in terms of picking up these new standards. Obviously, the apprenticeships have their particular challenges due to the fact that ordinarily, when a qualification goes live, you have a year to get materials ready. With the apprenticeships, they go live to everyone at the same time, meaning that we are under pressure to try to get materials live in a matter of weeks as opposed to months, and obviously there are some challenges to do that in terms of keeping quality high. But certainly we're looking at new ways of doing things, and I say there's lots of fairly exciting plans in the pipeline for apprenticeships as it stands. Looking quickly at the technicals packages, obviously you can see that we've spent a lot of the last 18 months producing materials for level 2 and 3 for technicals. The key challenge in this space is obviously that we've moved away from the QCF assessment process and we've moved far more towards an endpoint assessment, a synoptic test at a dated exam. And one of the key things we're trying to do with these packages is to prepare learners for that. So there is far more revision material in here than ever before, and obviously we're structuring it so that learners can be prepared for the synoptic test, which are obviously somewhat more challenging than the QCF approach, whereby you take a test on a unit. So before I begin looking in more detail at some of the digital products, I just thought I'd give a little bit of background. As you can see, we have been working across the board to support people on technicals, but it's not just technicals we're looking at. In the interests of variety and to ensure this webinar is not too long, I will vary between demonstrating aspects of products myself and showing you some of the shorter videos that have been created to showcase the benefits of these products. I'm aware this will be whistle-stop in the extreme, but if you do want to know more or have a good look around any products in terms of their detail, the best thing to do is to get in contact with the direct sales team to organise a proper viewing or to get access yourself. So I will run through new products for beauty therapy, professional cookery, light vehicle, which is automotive, brick, carpentry, and then electrotech and plumbing. So I'll aim to spend sort of 2 to 3 minutes on each one in order to get it all into such a short space of time. So I hope it's not too quick, but here we go. So as a starting point, we have been looking at beauty therapy. And obviously in this area, we got a lot of feedback that videos will be very, very, very useful. And that's what we've done. So I'll give you an example of how we've approached it. As you can see, the classic SmartScreen materials are all still present for tutors, so the schemes of work lesson plans, PowerPoints, handouts and worksheets are all there as our revision questions. But we've also added in e-learning content. I think across level 2 and 3 there's about sort of 25 hours of video, which is more like sort of 50 or so hours of e-learning content across those 2 years. I'll give you a little demo of how it works. Apologies.
Today we're going to do a body brush treatment. Body brush treatment can be combined with other treatments such as massage. The treatment involves using a bristle brush, which we will use all over the body. This will help to aid exfoliation, removal of dead skin cells, and also helps to improve circulation, which will help with cellulite.
So the videos are broken up into segments, and as you can see, there's a lot of knowledge imparted in the videos. Then the learners get asked questions to make sure that they are understanding what's going on there. So if you answer a question wrong, you get a try again prompt. If you answer it wrong twice, it will then tell you that's incorrect. It will then allow you to move on, but ultimately, yes, it will mark you down against that question. In order to get access to the full videos without the quizzes, you need to have answered the questions. The reason for that is that a lot of the videos, we're told, in this area are used by learners for revision materials, and so they like to be able to watch the whole treatment end to end in order to prepare for assessments. So that in a nutshell is what we've done here. So we've tried to enhance SmartScreen by essentially filming on spec all of the treatments required to sort of show best practice and enable learners to watch them at their own time, but also to use them for revision. I will now move on to professional cookery. So in this instance, I'm going to show you a video.
City and Guilds have created an enhanced SmartScreen package to support Level 2 and 3 professional cookery. This covers existing 7100 and 7132 qualifications and the upcoming 6100 qualification, making it ideal for both full-time learners and apprentices. Developed specifically for City and Guilds professional cookery qualifications, this interactive video-led resource covers all the learning outcomes for core units with 25 hours of digital learning content. It also has the benefit of embedding a selection of contextualized functional skills activities into the digital learning, with whole sections focusing on maths and English within a kitchen environment. The short video units have been built to consolidate learners' knowledge. These take the form of practical demonstrations covering key information, followed by questions to check understanding. Each unit has been split into a number of lessons or modules, plus supporting tutor materials. These are ideal for learners who wish to catch up on an area, perhaps if they've missed lessons, or who need to reinforce key concepts. Once the learners have watched the videos, they are asked a range of questions that become increasingly challenging. Learners are asked formative questions, given hints and scaffolding feedback to help them. At the end of the test, the learner receives a report telling them how they've done. As a tutor, you can track the entire learning experience through detailed reporting functions, which allow greater insight into each learner's strengths and weaknesses. This demonstrates how they use the program and their understanding of the material covered, allowing more focus on areas of difficulty. City and Guilds professional cookery program is flexible and interactive, providing constructive feedback through quizzes. It can be accessed via SmartScreen using PCs, tablets or phones, meaning that learners can access the digital learning at a time and place that suits them. The digital learning materials will be accompanied by a dedicated tutor-facing SmartScreen package. This provides lesson plans, extra PowerPoint presentations and assessment guidance around the new 6100 qualification to ensure end-to-end coverage of this new professional cookery qualification. This will be added to the digital learning package in July 2016. Book a free demo or make a purchase.
So as you can tell, that video was created a little over a year ago. But since that time, we have now added the classic SmartScreen packages around all level 3 units in terms of all pathways for the new technical, as well as all units of the level 2. And going forward, we aim to provide enhanced SmartScreen for all of the major pathways for the new apprenticeships, both in hospitality and in catering. So yeah, we're quite excited about this new product and the things it's enabling us to do. And as I say, the feedback so far has been great. So we're keen to continue to build in this area. Next up is Automotive, which I'll just need to make my way towards. So in this area, we have a partner in this space called Electude, who are an e-learning company dedicated to all things automotive. They've got a vast bank of content that we can use to create tailored packages to the needs of the technicals, the diplomas, and the apprenticeships, which is what we've done. We've also done electric vehicle and hybrids, so we've been able to do that. Obviously, that's quite a big thing in the news at the moment with all the petrol and diesel cars being demonized. But yeah, I'll look quickly at the Automotive apprenticeship package. It's obviously a very large apprenticeship, 3.5 years. Opening one at random. So we have the schemes of work, which are as you would expect, but we haven't got the rest of the sort of the classic SmartScreen. The schemes of work are very detailed, but essentially they give tutors guidance on how they might like to structure their approach. For some reason that's not opening. But we've also got, I say, a lot of e-learning in this space. Each one of these is a piece of e-learning that, there's the very very quick overview of what this looks like. As I say, it's just very, very detailed schemes of work. But I say what they do is they map where and how and when you might like to use the e-learning, as well as breaking down how the qualification might be approached. And then, as I say, the e-learning material, of which there is a vast amount, is also available here. I'm opening one at random. And as I say, they can be quite simple. In other areas, they are quite complex in terms of they'll show how the inner workings of an engine work under particular circumstances. There's also an engine simulator in here, which is something that a lot of the automotive tutors are very impressed with. So as I say, there's an enormous amount of content that we've got available here. But again, you will work through, and I don't have time to read this particular activity, but you'll get to work through all the different activities, and as I say, all of your progress is tracked, and as I say, it has pretty much all the potential knowledge you could ever need for even a 3-year apprenticeship. Next, I'd like to give you a whistle-stop tour of the new bricklaying and carpentry and joinery packages. Again, we've been working with a partner here. In this case, it's Mid-Kent Training Services. So I'll show you a video of what we've done here. We've got materials ready now for carpentry and joinery and for level 2 bricklaying. These have been mapped to the diplomas, to the technicals, and to, when ready, they'll be mapped to the apprenticeships. I will show you this quickly first, and then we can talk a little more about them in a second. So as I mentioned there was also developed with a partner in this space, and we are hoping that we can expand this particular approach, especially as the Apprenticeship Trailblazers are signed off. So we are looking at the possibility of ramping this up so that we do this not only for carpentry, joinery and brick, but also for painting and decorating and plastering. So I said lots of interesting developments in this space. We will also be doing the classic SmartScreen areas in these areas, but as I say, we're hoping to lift this up. Obviously, as you can see from the videos, it's much more about showing than telling, and that has worked so far very well with the learners that we've trialed this with. So yeah, we have high hopes for this material and for this approach, and we look forward to developing it further. Last, but by no means least, I'd like to show you some of the material created to meet the needs of the Level 2 plumbing and electrotech qualifications. We began this project a couple of years ago by creating something specifically aimed at areas in these qualifications that learners found particularly difficult. So these were the scientific principles bundles. And the scientific principles units in these areas contain a lot of maths that obviously has, people find challenging. So we started by making specific materials aimed at getting people through these particular units, which had very high failure rates. And this has gone down very well. And the thing we've now been able to do as a result of that is to expand this offer so that we're covering not just scientific principles, but all other units at Level 2. As you can see, there are certain consistencies of approach there. But as I say, we were looking to develop this further into Level 3 as well. So it's gone down very well so far. And as I say, things that we can do to bring to life some of the principles, we will absolutely try to continue to do. But that's not to say that we won't continue to try to produce some of the resources that we have already got in these spaces, such as the textbooks and such as, which we're now producing with Hodder Education, and obviously the classic SmartScreen, but also to give people the option, if they want it, of the enhanced SmartScreen. So finally, I just thought I'd finish up by showing some of the things we're working on at the moment or have in our pipeline. On the left-hand side here, from healthcare support worker downwards, are the areas we are looking to create materials predominantly in classic SmartScreen, although I think customer service level 2 will be enhanced. Those are areas, yes, where we're looking to do schemes of work and lesson plans and things that are required for tutors just to get up and running. On the right-hand side, we are looking to produce further enhanced materials. So more video, more interactive, more animation, and more feedback. So that's what's in the pipeline at the moment. Obviously, there's an awful lot going on this year, and that's reflected in the pipeline. And obviously, more things will be added to this as we progress through the year, as apprenticeship standards get signed off, and as the landscape changes. This is also true of training manuals. So we've got 3 training manuals out at the moment, some of which are now on SmartScreen, as discussed earlier. As you can see, these are the ones that we have in the pipeline for this year. The ones that are live at the moment are some of the hospitality and catering standards, level 2 Commis Chef, but also the level 2 customer service practitioner and the level 3 electrotech qualification. But as I say, we are looking again to expand our offer here and to make it available both in print, but as well as learning assistant and on SmartScreen to give people as much flexibility as they need. So that's it from me. I hope this has been informative and useful. I'm aware it's been very, very, very quick. It's about as quick as you could possibly do it. I could have done each area in 25 minutes, but that would obviously have been a very long webcast. So I hope that was helpful. If you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to get in touch with either myself. I can answer questions about detail, or direct sales at cityguilds.com, who can put you onto some of these products for trial. Thank you very much. I hope that was helpful.